Hi, I'm Amber Kylick with Critical Movement Coaching. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about squatting. Okay? Squatting is a human movement that we should be able to do. However, we tend to just sit and rest in chairs and our squatting tends to go by the wayside. If you look at kids, kids know how to squat. They hang out there, they rest there, they play there. They're always down on the floor. Us adults don't need to go on the floor unless we're going to clean it. And we have a whole bunch of brooms and mops with big sticks so that we don't actually have to get down there. So what we're going to do today is squat because it's a great movement for the entire body, for mobility and for strength. Now, we're going to need to relearn the squat because there's a good chance that if you haven't squatted in a while, the last time you did, if you did it as an adult, it was in a gym. So in a gym, typical way we were taught to squat is feet parallel, toes pointing forward, and we squat down. Now, when we do this, nothing wrong with it, okay? But it doesn't give us the mobility that we need to actually really get into a squat. So what happens, and I'm just going to show you with my spiny guy here, when we squat and our legs are straight, okay, this is your femur here, we do this and the bone hits bone. So we end up in approximately this position. I can't really get too much further than this. Now what I want you to do is take your legs, turn your toes out, maybe even take a little wider stance. And what happens is if we take the femur out and we want the toes to point out and the knees are going to track in the same direction as the toes. So what that does is it takes the femur and brings it out. And now when the femur does move, there's nothing restricting it. Okay? Apart from any tightness in our ankles or our hips and anything else, or knee pain. Don't squat into knee pain, play on the edge of it, okay? But toes out, knees track with the toes, and now what happens when we squat? We get lower, okay? So I want you to work on that. Play with your squat again. Don't go into pain, but play with it and practice it because there's a good chance if you haven't squatted in a while, this might be your squat, which is totally fine. But you know what? If you take your toothbrush in the morning, you brush your teeth, okay? And as you're brushing your teeth, you do some squats. You're going to find that your squat gets better really quick. Now, if you find that the ankles are restricting your mobility, you can take a towel, especially if you're in your bathroom, brushing your teeth. I have this critical alignment strip, which is helpful, and I'm going to put my heels on it. The higher your heels are up, it's a little easier to squat, okay? Toes point out, and we're dropping down. Now, if you watch my lower back, right now my lower back is engaged. There's stability there, okay? This is about how far I can go to if I'm bearing weight. Now, what I want you to do is play with it. Notice where you have your squat to with your lower back, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with, you can see how my tailbone tucks down a little bit, hanging out right here. Now I can hang out here and do stuff, okay? I'm not lifting 200 pounds to get up, I'd have to re-engage my back, which makes it a little more tricky, but I'm just standing upright. Now remember, when you stand, you've got two ways to get up. One, you can lift your bum and hinge, which is fine, okay? But what I want you to work on is when you're coming up, we go straight up, okay? So play with that, see how it goes. Trust me, if you do those 2 minutes of squats in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed, you'll be thanking me. I'm Amber Kylick with Critical Movement Coaching. Enjoy.